Hey, peace world. Thanks for pressing play on another Pay Me No Mind sports and entertainment video. My name is Wood. Please consider becoming a subscriber to the channel. Hit that like button if you dig the way that anything is being broken down, discussed, analyzed, review, recap, so on and so forth. That would be appreciated 3,000%. Look, gonna get into some bite down boxing talk. Try to keep this really quickly, for real this time. I told the couple people that tuned in or checked out the video earlier in the week, boxing was kind of jumping off. We had the big Showtime announcement earlier Wednesday, but tomorrow night we have DAZN. So I would I mentioned to everybody then go ahead and hit that DAZN app, open it up. See if you have any problems. You probably haven't used it since late February, early March, maybe, but late February. That might have been the. Actually attended that fight. Mikey Garcia, and Vargas. But I tried to get mine open today, and actually it had to go through a couple of things to get it to get onto the landing screen or whatever. So you just might want to give it a whirl so that tomorrow night you can tune in to the quote-unquote face of the future of boxing, according to, what was that, like Golden Boy's Twitter page. But anyway, I'm excited, man. Virgil Ortiz Jr. against Samuel Vargas. Vargas has quite a few wins, man. He's pretty tall for good height. I'll say good height for super welterweight. Tons of fights, over 35 fights. I think he's 31-5-2, 14 knockouts. I want to say he was stopped in 2015 by Errol Spence Jr. in the 4th round. In the 7th round, he was stopped by Danny Garcia in 2016. Lost unanimous decision to Amir Khan. And then had a split decision that he had with, I always forget my man's name, Luis Collazo. So, obviously, man, if the kid can go in there, I think he's what? 15-0? 15 knockouts, I want to say? Yeah, 15-0, 15 knockouts. If he's able to get a guy like, a professional, who's been out there before a while. If he can get him out of there quickly, man, and keep his word with making this September card that's being put together for Canelo, that definitely signals something to the to the welterweight division. Honestly, I really hated that he didn't stick around and try to get a title at 140. I'm not privy to know how difficult or whether there was any difficulty in him making weight. It just welterweight just seems like such a bad division business wise that it just would seem discouraging. I mean, he's a kid out here now calling out Crawford, and honestly, Crawford probably needs a guy like him to come along and look ready, look the part. Crawford is also kind of now talking up Jose Ramirez, so who would need to come up. So, like I said, I just hate to see that the kid rushed past, super lightweight, which is one of my favorite divisions, and I thought he could have done some work there. But that gets started at 8 o'clock. I confirmed it's on the schedule if you open up your DAZN app. This is at Indio Springs, or Fantasy Springs in Indio, California. Also on there is lightweight Hector Tanahara against Mercito Gesta. Gesta's a guy with quite a few fights, like 39 fights or something, 38 fights. Tanahara is 19-0. Also, I told you Sinisa Estrada against Miranda Atkins, who's 5-0. That's for, looks like Estrada is defending her WBC silver female light fly. I like Estrada, man. She's full of fun. I think she's got an interesting fighting style too. I think she can fight. What's working against her is that she's like fighting 1 and 2 weight classes above where she really wants to be at, and where she would be her strongest. But she's 18-0. Um, I like her, man. She's good spirit, bright spirit. I want to check her out. Want to see her do well. I think it's good for fans to get some eyes on her. And then Shane Mosley Jr. at middleweight against Jeremy Ramos, who's 11-8. Shane Mosley Jr. is 15-3. He's actually working with a manager that I know. Been on the show a couple times, Mike Leonardi. Shout out to him. Then there's also Hector Valdez against Josue Morales and Evan Anthony Sanchez against Isuf Kinda. So not the best card possible, but it's great to see a kid, an up and coming name like Virgil Ortiz Jr. in against a credible opponent in Samuel Vargas. I had Dusty Hernandez on here a month or so ago, and he said Vargas was in great shape, and I think he's working with the new trainer for this one. I mean, he's not there to win. Let's be honest. We don't expect him to win, but if he can come in sharper than he's been, and can frustrate the younger fighter a little bit, maybe he can make it interesting. Like I said, anything in the first 4 or 5 rounds, if this was to end that early, and Ortiz can make that Canelo date, you got to get a kid a shot at one of those straps. I mentioned that the Julio Cesar Martinez fight against McWilliams-Arroyo, the next, which was going to be the next DAZN card. I think that's the 15th. The card is not canceled. Martinez versus Arroyo, that's gone because of a respiratory tract infection, I believe is what Martinez had. One of my favorite fighters, one of my favorite action-packed guys. So that puts Cecilia Braekhus and Jessica McCaskill up in the main event, which I think that's dope. And then added to that card to help them out is Madrimov. Israel Madrimov against Eric Walker Sr. That should be action-packed. I think Madrimov is an interesting cat at super welterweight. This will only be his 6th fight. I think he's 25 years old. He's another dude does all this weird stuff in his workouts, handstands, flipping around. He's got some interesting footwork drills that he does. And he wants to fight the best right away. So, he'll be on there. Like I said, Raymond Ford is on that card, I believe. It's still going to be outdoors in Tulsa. And I think they're aiming to bring Martinez and Arroyo back to Tulsa, to that same situation, possibly. So I think that's dope. Another quick note on, I mentioned yesterday about earlier this week, about the hit piece that Lyle Fitzsimmons did on Boxing Scene, talking about ESPN's efforts fell flat. He cited Eddie Hearn saying that, the cards that they put on, that Top Rank put on, weren't good for business, weren't good for boxing. And, I like Hearn. I personally like Eddie Hearn. I like his ambition. And, he talks a great game. But, to give us Ted Cheeseman and Sam Eggington, I believe that's going to be on DAZN, that's not lighting anything up either. I think right now to take shots to anybody for what they're doing is a little reckless and just unnecessary at this point in time. Eggington and Cheeseman, Tennyson against Gavin Gwynn, Jordan Gill. Not a bad fighter in Jordan Gill. Are any of these guys trying to come stateside at any point? The same thing. With any of these American guys who are prospect-wise, go over there and face a Jordan Gill. But anyway, Fabio Wardley, Simon Valili, Dalton Smith, and Nathan Bennett. This is the Fight Camp card for August 1st. That's not outdoing anything that Bob Arum and Top Rank, did with the action in the bubble. So let's not go down that road. And then, if, huge salute to Showtime for making it back and rolling out this schedule that they have, for the remaining months of 2020. Everything is kind of tentative. Like I said, you see states now bracing in case there has to be a second shutdown, which could I would imagine could affect a lot of these of what's scheduled. But one reason that they're able to do that is because they hadn't done a whole lot on Showtime prior to the shutdown. So whatever budget they had out there had earmarked at the end of last year, it was kind of a chance for Showtime to go big or go home. So that's why, in my opinion, and then you have two. I was also wrong about the pay-per-view with Gervonta Davis, and I missed that. It seemed like they didn't stress that too much when they were running down that, but Davis and Santa Cruz. So yeah, just no need for the infighting. Everybody should just be putting their best foot forward and going from there and bringing back the sport as they can. It's tons of dates out there and a lot of activity. That's promising. But again, it's all contingent upon what happens moving forward with this pandemic and how it impacts the medical situation or the medical community or the medical response in these states. So we will see. So anyway, enjoy tomorrow night, man, from on DAZN. I had a partner in my Twitter days before I left that was confident that DAZN would make it back. There's been several stories out there and a lot of forecasting and predictions and whatnot. But it looks like they're coming back. And I think that's good for the fighters at the end of the day, which is the most important thing. So with that said, man, let me get on off of here. I actually went a little longer than I wanted to, but again, go on and get Fire Up DAZN tonight. It's some content on there, that Jabs program that Mannix and Sergio Mora were doing. Check that out. And just want you to avoid from bite down boxing to the fans out there. I don't want you to lose any time on the stream fooling around trying to troubleshoot, getting set up. So with that said, man, let me get on out of here. Bite down boxing. Don't let them count you out. Pay me no mind, sports and entertainment. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Check out that new J. Cole. Two new J. Cole songs. That's it, man. Peace.